Good Sunday morning, everyone. How are you today? My name is Amy Williams, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am so happy you're here. It is a beautiful, rainy, cool morning here in North Texas, which is my absolute favorite kind of day. My husband and I sat outside and drank our coffee and listened to the rain this morning, so that was just my favorite day. So it was perfect. It is October 15th, which is so hard to believe. Nope, it's the 16th. It's October 15th. It's October 15th. And it's getting close to Christmas. It is getting that time of year that it's time to start thinking about things. And if you're anything like me, I love to give gifts at Christmas, but it does get so pricey. And I find that if I make something, then I feel like I've given a part of myself to people. A lot of times I'll give them a set of cards, like I'll make like 6 or 8, 10 cards and wrap them pretty and give them as a gift. And people love to get that. Now, what I'm showing you today is a notepad holder. And I actually have made 100 of those. I made 101 today, the number 101 today, and we'll make 102 this just now. I mentioned that I'm a librarian, and I always like to do something for the teachers as a welcome back. And so this year, as a welcome back in August, I made 100 of these notepad holders. So I made all of these beautiful notepad holders. All of them were different. So I made 101 different ones using all kinds of paper. I made them for all of the staff of our school, and then all of the librarians in our district. So that was really fun. And I loved it because when I had the librarians out, we were at our librarians meeting, and I had them all out for them to choose and everything. And some ladies from central office came over just to see, and they were like, well, what are these? And they were like, Amy made those. And they were like, you made them? And I was like, yeah. I said, you're welcome to take one, you know. And they were, oh, no. And I was like, no, I have plenty. Just go ahead, you know. And they were thrilled to get them. So they were very excited. And that made me feel so good because I knew they appreciated what I had made. And I knew the librarians appreciated it. So I have some of these. I've got one that I've got from my mom. I'm going to show you a bunch more at the end. So don't leave because I want to show you some different ones that I did. All right. So we're going to turn this over, and I've got 2 sheets. It takes 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and I'm going to show you the pieces, and I'm going to, if you want to take a picture of it, you can. Someday when I figure out how to make charts and get a blog, then it'll all be on there, but that is not today. Maybe this week. We'll see. So here we go. Or flip the camera. All right. Let's see. All right. Let's make sure you can see it. Nope, you can't. Okay, so here are the cuts, okay? This back panel, we score 3 times, and then you cut, and then you need a back strap. This will be extra, and this will be a little bit extra as well. This one is the front, and that is 5.5, and this pocket, I didn't put the measurement, but I will put that measurement on there once I do it. I can't remember. I know this is 5.5 and this is about 3/4 of an inch, I think. So I'll look at that in just a second. And then we're going to score some of that. So this is some piece we won't use, and this is a piece we won't use. Well, actually, you'll need that for the back. You could use that in the front if you wanted to. No, you can't. You'll also, in addition to these 2, need 2 pieces of designer series paper at 5 by 5.5, 1 piece of white at 1 3/4 by 5.5, and 1 piece of coordinating cardstock with your DSP at 2 by 5.5. And those are going to be on the front. So here's what we're making. I'm going to do a different pattern because I wanted you to get to see a different pattern. So this is where that white cardstock and the coordinating cardstock is going to be. And here's the pocket. And let me get my ruler out and just check that real quick on measurement. So that is going to be, oh, well, let me get it right. How about that? Let's start with 1, 4.5, 4 3/4. So that's going to be 4 3/4 by 7. So let me write that on there for you so that you can see. That's going to be 4 3/4 by 7. And I know it's 7 because I've got that ingrained in my brain. I have done this, as I say, 100 times. So I've should have these measurements in my head. All right, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and put this up. And we're going to start cutting, okay? Now, we're going to start cutting the, oh, right, I have to do this. I know I do this backwards. I'm going to go ahead and move this so I can do this for you. Let me make sure you can see everything. Okay. I hold my paper trimmer backwards. I have it, I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm a lefty or maybe because I'm weird. I don't really know, but there it is. All right, so the first one we're going to do is the back panel, and I'm using gray granite right now. So we're going to score. I'm going to move these out of the way. I wasn't thinking quite that I needed this to be open. Okay. You do need it to be open. Okay. So we are going to score at 6. If you have the Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer, the light gray is the scoring and this is the cutting. And so we're not cutting quite yet. So we're going to cut at 6. We're going to score at 6. We're going to score at 6.5. All right. And we're just going to score at 7. And then we're going to cut at 8. Okay. So what we made right there was this little piece for the pin, okay? So that's what we just did with those score lines, okay? So here's the back. All right, now with this piece, we're gonna make the back strap. So we're gonna do this at 1.5. You can do it at no, just 1.5, Amy. 1.5. And you're gonna also do that by 6. So I'm going to make sure I've got this all the way to 6 and cut that. And that's going to be the strap that you're going to slide in the notebook for the notebook holder. All right. So that's that piece. And then I'm going to go to the second piece of gray granite. And we're going to, hold on. Excuse me. We're going to cut the first piece at 5.5. Okay, and this is the front flap. And then the next piece we're going to do is the pocket. And I'm going to go ahead and cut it at 7. Okay, so this piece you can use for something else. And then this is going to be 4 3/4. If you want your pocket smaller, you can absolutely make it smaller, okay? And as I say, that cuts off 3/4 of an inch there. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna score this piece. We're gonna score on each side, make sure I'm using the scoring braid, 1/2 inch and then of 1/4 of an inch. So we're gonna score at 1/2 inch and then we're gonna score another 1/4 of an inch, and that makes that pocket. We're gonna do that on the 2 short sides and 1 long side, all right, at 1/2 inch and then 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so you can kind of see, hopefully you can kind of see those score lines. And then 1/2 inch and then 1/4 of an inch. Okay, and so that is our pocket, all right? Now, the next thing we want to do is we want to cut our designer series paper. And I'm going to show you the one I'm going to use on this one. This actually is the very first, the designer series paper I'm using is that I used on the very first one I made. And I'm going to use the Sun Prints. And I don't know if you've seen this paper. I'm going to open up a new pack so you can see all of the colors. But I think this paper is absolutely stunning. And so it's got a stamp set and a die cut set to go with it. But here it is. There's this side. We're going to use one of that. And then the other side of it is the gray granite. So they've got this gorgeous side right here. Oh, and that's that same one. And then this one, which I just think this, look at that. Isn't that just absolutely gorgeous? And then there's the back of it. Okay, and you get 2 pieces of every one. This beautiful splattered side that makes great backgrounds. But I love the stripe too, because I think that's a great one. Then they've got these little little ones here. So delicate and sweet. And then they've got this nice background with the gray granite. Here's the gray granite on this one and the blue on that one. And this is Night of Navy. And then this one here. And then the back of it. Isn't that paper just absolutely stunning? Now, I will say that they also have another kind of, oh, let me put that up. Paper, designer series paper that's in this same vein, but it's different colors. And so here is that one, and I've cut mine up quite a bit, but here is this one that uses the coral, but look, it's got this gorgeous thing here. It's got this one that uses the evening evergreen. Here's another one with the coral. And then it has this one that's the Coastal Cabana. It's a couple other colors. And then this one. Okay, it's got this. I just love this side. I just think those are so stunning. And this is the Elegant Eggplant, which has also got this. And this one, look how pretty that is. I just think that's gorgeous. Let's see. Did I show this one? I think I did. I think I showed, oh, there's the Evening Evergreen. And I actually have one of these that I have made in this Evening Evergreen. So I'll show that to you in just a little bit. All right, let's get that out of the way. Now we're gonna go ahead and cut this. Now you have to make sure that the front of this, if you have a directional one like ours is, that you're thinking about the way it is. So just so you know, and I use this one as an example. I don't know what happened to my, where's my cute little gnomes? I don't know where they went. Oh, there they are. All right, there we go. This is directional. This is the 5.5 piece, and this is the 5. Okay, so you just want to make sure you have that 5.5 goes this way. So for this one, and I really kind of want to look at it. I want to see, do I want to make it 5.5 like this, like that? Okay, so I could be like this, or I actually could do the 5.5, you know, this way, you know, so I could do it like that. So I kind of want to look at it and see what I like, because on this piece that I have, I don't know, it's just so pretty, isn't it? I think I'm going to go this way. I think I'm going to go 5.5 this way. So I'm going to go 5.5 here. I mean, as I say, on this one, you could go in either way. So I'm going to cut that. Now this piece right here, do not get rid of this. This is like gold right here. That's going to be an absolutely gorgeous piece on a card. And then this, I'm going to turn it this way and do it 5. All right. So here is my 5.5 by 5. Just isn't that so pretty? Oh, I love it. And then I'm going to use another piece that I seem to have lost. Oh my goodness. Amy, have you lost your mind? Hold on. I had the other piece ready to go. And then I lost it, didn't I? Because I already had a cut piece. Oh, Amy. What did you do? What did I do? Let's see. Is that it? No. Ah. Nope. Okay. Ah, here it is. There it is. There's my piece. That's the other one that I'm going to do on the inside. So I'm going to do this one on the inside. And again, I want to make sure these kind of go all different directions. So I don't think it's quite as, it's not quite as important, but I think I'm going to go the 5 this way. And then I think I'm going to do the 5.5 this way. So it sits this direction. And I like that. So again, don't get rid of that strip. It's going to be gorgeous on a card. All right. So I think that's all of the cutting that I have to do. I've already cut my white and my coordinating DSP because I don't think you'd want to see too much more cutting. So let's get putting this little puppy together, all right? We're gonna start with this longer piece, the back panel that has the score lines. And you are gonna want a, I can't even think of what this is called. This is a bone folder. So you're gonna start by turning this in, okay? I'm gonna start by putting it in, and I'm gonna give it a nice good go with my bone folder because you want nice things. Now, if you don't want to see the shine, and I'm gonna do it with this, you can put your a piece of paper over top of it because you can see where that shine gets on here. It won't get on here, all right? So then I'm gonna do it. It's gonna kind of be an accordion fold. So you're gonna go the other direction and do that fold, okay? And then you're gonna go back the other direction like this, okay? There we go. The great thing about our cardstock at Stampin' Up! Is it's so nice and thick that it holds and lends well to doing something like this without having to use chipboard. So that is the scoring on this one. I'm gonna go ahead and take this and score it real quick. I'm gonna snip these off. You don't need these corners. You can miter them if you want to, but I'm gonna tell you, I don't think you need to. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, I did make 100 of these, so you learn to do with what you can, okay? Cut corners where you can. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just bone fold these real quick, and I'm gonna go ahead and not use the paper on this. I don't care if it shines a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna use this because we're gonna use tear and tape in a minute, and I wanna have this ready to put the tear and tape all on at the same time. All right, so we're gonna do that. So then I've got this. This is gonna fold in for the pocket. Okay, so let's get some tear and tape. Now the next thing you wanna do is you're actually gonna fold this out a little bit, okay? So you're gonna have this flat and this flat. So you see this part. What I'm gonna cut right now is the piece for the pin, okay? Now you wanna remember, you're going to be using this strap right here, okay? It's gonna go like this, okay? And I meant to tell you to cut that just a hair shorter, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. So, no, I always try to have a little room for where that's gonna go. So I'm gonna put my strap for the pin about here, mainly because I just don't wanna kind of see it. And it's not rocket science, it's not hugely important. I did about 1 inch, 1.25 inches. I'm not gonna measure that. So what that does is when you fold this back, I cut the wrong ones. Oh, Amy, you cut the wrong one. I cut the wrong ones. I meant to do it like this. Nuts. I have not only done this 100 times. You would think I would do it again. I'm gonna go ahead and use it. I'm not gonna make a whole nother piece. So, because I wanna get going. Okay, so it's gonna be like this. When you fold it back, it goes like this, okay? So I can't believe I did that. How many times have I done this? 101, and I cut it wrong on YouTube. Oh goodness, so there you go, there's that. This will be fine, we'll be fine. In fact, what I'll do is I will put this maybe here. No, I don't want it there, I still want it there. That'll be fine. There we go. So the next thing we're gonna do is we are going to put this together, okay? And we're gonna use tear and tape, and the first thing you're gonna put on is this. Do it immediately so you don't forget, okay? So all you do with tear and tape, this stuff is the best stuff ever. That and tear. Put it on and tear, okay? Now you're gonna, I always use this to help get it off, okay? So you're just gonna take that off and take that off. Okay, and then you're gonna put it right here, okay? Don't get it too high so that the band of the Notepad isn't able to go in. And if you need to trim it, I meant to tell you to make this a little smaller than 6, okay? Because you can see that it kind of hangs off a little bit. And if that bothers you, you just can go like that, and that's perfect. Okay, so now you have this on. Now you're ready to put this down, okay? And remember, you should have cut these two, all right? Don't cut the back like the idiot did it. Okay, you want to make sure that you're not putting tearing tape on this section right here. So I'm going to just put the tearing tape on this bottom one, okay? And this bottom one, okay? Like that, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put tearing tape on here just because I have the tearing tape out and ready, all right? So I'm going to tearing tape this on each one of these panels, okay? Here. I'm going to tell you, my teachers use these all the time. And it's so cool when I go to a meeting and I see people with these out and I see that they're using them. It just makes you feel great. All right, the other place we're going to use tearing tape is on this flap. So what this flap is for, we're going to be adding this piece onto it. Okay, so that's going to, this is just the piece that you're going to add to. You can use 1 piece or 2 piece all the way across, okay? I'm going to use 2 just to make it a little more stable. You don't have to, though. You absolutely don't have to. And if you don't have tearing tape, you can absolutely use liquid glue. I'm not sure I'd use another one. I would either use green glue or the tearing tape because they're both pretty strong adhesives. The only reason I didn't use liquid glue on this is, especially when I was making 100 of them, is that it doesn't, you know, you kind of have to hold it for a second. And I didn't have time to hold anything. I was just going and blowing and doing what I could. All right, so I've taken the tearing tape off. So we're going to put it down like this. And you are going to take your bone folder and burnish that down because you want to make sure that that tearing tape is nice and sealed so that it's not gonna come up. All right, so you've got that. Now I've got this, okay, and I'm going to put this piece right on top of there, okay? All right, it's so satisfying, I'm not gonna lie. And if you have your tearing tape and you got it a little bit over, you're just gonna brush it over onto itself. And then this, one thing I really like about this Sun Prince is that it can be for a boy or a girl, a man or a woman. I think it lends itself to either sex. So I think that's nice. And I will say, as I was making these, a lot of times you're thinking about who's going to be doing it. So I'd make it and I'd go, oh, I bet so-and-so is going to really like this. Oh, I bet, oh, I'm going to make this for, you know, so-and-so. And then they wouldn't pick it. And I'd be like, oh, that's not what I picked. And then out of the blue, somebody I didn't expect to get will get it. I'm like, oh, I didn't really think you'd get that one. So it was really kind of cool to see how people chose and what they chose. All right. So I'm going to add this onto here. Okay. I'm going to add this gorgeous piece onto here. And for this, I am going to use green glue because then if I don't get it in the right place, then I can move it a little bit. All right. So I've got my green glue. I just think this paper is so pretty. I think when it first came out, people used it all the time. And then I don't see as many people using it now. So I'm like, oh, use this stuff. It's gorgeous. All right, so there's that. And then we can go ahead and put the inside piece into here. And the reason I did a piece of on the inside and the pocket, one, because I had this strip right here and I wanted to cover that because it's not terrible. If you don't have DSP and you don't want to put that on there, you absolutely don't have to. Again, if you don't have any DSP or you don't have anything, you could stamp something here. You could make a gorgeous piece right here that you stamp. You could put solid. You can do anything because it's yours. not mine, it's yours. All right, so I'm going to put, ooh, and I could use the gray. I could do that side too. And a lot of times I did that. A lot of times I'd use like the back of it when I was doing it, because all 100 of the ones I made were different. I didn't want anything to be the same. I think this guy he's the middle and he's facing up. So he gets to be what tells me which way to put this, okay? So that's just, he gets to rule the show because he's in the middle. All right, so there's that. All right, now we're gonna do the decorating right here. And I'm gonna put this aside and I'm gonna get this out. And yes, I have 3 of these cut just in case. So I'm gonna stamp something here. I'm not gonna put this on here yet because, well, I mess up a lot. So I want to think about what I'm going to do. I have already, so I used the Nature's Prints stamp set that we have. So it has a stamp set and it also has the dies to match. And these are the dies to match. So these, this, and this all have ones to die cut it. Then it has these that are pieces that you can use. And then it has a nice little wreath. And then it also has this very nice thing here where these sentiments fit in here, okay? So what I did was I stamped several of those and went ahead and die cut them. I didn't think you wanted to watch all of that today. So I have several of these that I die cut. I die cut this one. And I'm going to put them kind of over here so you can see what I did and kind of just see. I'm just going to kind of build it. I'm not going to use all of these, but I wanted options. All right. So I'm going to do that there. I'm not going to go over it from the side. Okay. But I am going to, you know, kind of layer things. Okay. I do love this little guy here. Maybe he can go there. And I love this. Oopsie. Come on. This little guy can go there. Kind of like that. If he goes over a little bit, that's okay because that's where the pin goes, right? And then I'm going to use a couple of these. I might use that and that. So I haven't put them down yet. All right. And I'm going to put a piece of ribbon there. But I wanted to see how much space I had here. And I want, because I want to put a greeting here. And the greeting that I'm using, the stamp sets that I used for this is called Stepping Stones. And I haven't chosen it for this one yet. But this cling set, it's in the annual catalog. And I'm not sure that this stamp set gets enough love. For this project, I think it is perfect because I don't want somebody to see every time they look at it, thank you or happy birthday, because it's not going to be their birthday in 2 months when they're using it. And that, again, why I didn't use Christmas, because I wanted to do all year round. But these were very, they're inspirational quotes. And I felt like, what a perfect thing to every time you open your notebook to see, an obstacle is often a stepping stone. Dream no small dreams, for they have no power to move the hearts of men. Follow your own star. Then this one from Helen Keller. Alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. Great works are performed by strength, not by perseverance. And wrinkles should merely indicate where smiles have been. So I think this was just a really good stamp set for this project. But I love the messages. And I'm really hoping that I think I can get this. I think for this, the stepping stones is great. So I'm going to do an obstacle is often a stepping stone. And I'm going to see if I think it'll fit. You know what? I'm going to make it fit. I'm going to make it fit somehow. Yep, I'm going to make it fit. So I'm going to put it on here. Oh, looks like that's a dog hair. All right, so I'm going to move this off and I'm going to stamp this before I put this on because then I can build around it. All right. All right. So I'm going to use my Night of Navy stamp set. And this I stamped with Gray Granite and Night of Navy. Okay. So here we go. Looks like another dog hair is on there. Thank you, Solo. All right. Let's do this not upside down. And I'm going to go as close to the corner as I can. All right. Oh, and it's even straight. So that I'm happy with. Now, I'm going to be honest. If you stamp that and it doesn't look good, I'm going to show you how to fix it because I made 100 of these. This was the last step I did. I did everything in stages, and I made a lot of mistakes. So there you go. All right, so let's go ahead and start putting this on. So I'm going to make sure I do this here so I don't go over it. And I think I'm going to just go with green glue will be fine. But I'm going to just kind of put it in the middle because I'm not putting it straight on. I guess I can go ahead and build it on here. I can do that. Let's do that. Okay, let's do that. Let's go ahead and we'll build it all the way onto the thing. Now that I have the stamp, the sentiment stamp, because that was my biggest concern. I'll be perfectly honest with you, that was the thing that got me the most, especially since I left it to the very last thing. I would have everything done. Everything would be done. It was all on here, and then I'd mess up the sentiment and be like, oh man, that's unfortunate. So I'll show you how I fix that on many. All right, so I've got that one on there. Oh, I just love it. I think I need this on here. Do that like that, maybe like that. So let's do a little bit of glue there. And if you want to, you can also add some dimensionals on a couple of these. I don't know that I'm going to, actually. I love this flower for some reason. Maybe I do want to put a dimensional on him. I think he's kind of crying for one. So I'm going to put a dimensional on him. Just because I think he wants one. I think he's saying, I need a dimensional. And I think I'm going to add this right here, but I'm only going to glue him here. So he kind of comes up a little bit. And I think that might be all I do. I don't want to get too crazy because, you know, sometimes I do a little too much, and I think sometimes less is more. Let's see if I think a little darkness, if I should put that right here. Maybe I'll put that right there. Oh yeah, I think that'll look good. Okay, but again, I'm only going to put glue at the bottom so that I can pull him up a little bit. And if you think that the person is going to mess it up and it's going to come up too much and make them crazy, then you know what? Glue it all down because it's yours. You can do whatever you want. All right, so there's that. I kind of like that going up. Now, I do want a little bit of ribbon on there because I want that to finish off here. And I don't have navy ribbon. I don't have the gray granite ribbon, which I will be putting on my next order because I think I need it. But I did have this pretty white, and I thought that was a nice crisp whiteness. So what I'm going to do with this, because a bow in this I think is a little bit too, it's just a little too much. So I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to tie a knot. Now, I always use, when I do ribbon, I always use my Ginger scissors, mainly because my husband just had them sharpened, and look how that happened. All right, so I'm going to tie a knot with it, and then I'm going to stick it through there. And if you wanted to, this is great. This is a great one that you can use your blends with. So you could put your blends and color it navy if you wanted to. So this does really well for that, but I'm not going to. I'm going to put it right here. I think that looks really nice. I'm going to use my some glue dots with this, but I'm going to use several because I don't want it to come up. Although the other day I tried to get one to come up, actually earlier today, I tried to get one that had glue dots on it to come up, and it was having none of it. All right, come on. All right, come off of there. And I'm going to do that. And then I am actually going to put a glue dot on this. Again, I just want to make sure it stays because I want it to stay, right? All right, there we go. All right. So there we go. I'm going to put this little guy here, and then it kind of, look, right under that. Oh, isn't that so pretty? Okay, I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm so happy with this. Oh, I just love it. Okay, so now the reason I did the pocket, okay, there's a reason. this is a 1/2 inch. So this is going to stick up 1/2 inch. Other than it's nice to have a pocket. And this is a 1/2 inch. All right. When you add these two together, it I'm sorry, this is a 1/4 inch and this is a 1/4 inch. Together, they make this 1/2 inch where your pen goes. Okay. So your pen's going to go right there. So that's why I did this at a 1/4 inch and I added the pocket with that. Because I wanted to do the pen. I just think I think it adds something. I like it. All right. You can miter this and keep those and put them in there. I didn't because, well, that was one more step in the 100 things and I didn't want to. That's all there was to it. It was just pure laziness. And I found that it didn't really matter. All right. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to put it here. And again, you can use green glue. I just found that I had to hold it for a while every time. And I didn't have that kind of time. I was making 100. Okay, so I've got that on there. Now I'm going to put it on here. And it's a pretty exact fit. So you want to make sure that you're right in there. Okay, like that. And once you have it down, you're going to take your bone folder and you're just going to kind of push it down like this so that it stays. You're going to get that down. Okay, so now you have that. Now, if you want to be a little bit extra, okay, this is only an if, okay? I was not extra on my 100, all right? You can take this little piece that you have floating around from your cut and measure it because some notepads aren't the same size. So I'm gonna measure it and I'm gonna go like that. And then I'm gonna take my cutter and I'm gonna cut that off. Okay. All right. Now, you can take this. I'm not scoring it because this is not an exact, these are never going to be. All of them are not the same. I'm going to take it and I'm going to kind of go like that. This is just a, you know, thing. Okay. You're going to take your green glue or your tape, whatever you want to do. Okay. I'll be honest. I did this on the first one. That was the one that I did like this. And then I never did it again because I was like, nope. Amy doesn't have time for that. So then once you've got it like this, then take your bone folder and kind of push it down. And smush it down. And push it a little bit, yeah. And push it down. It's not exact, but you know, there you go. So then you have that. If you want that, you can stamp it. You can make it as fancy as you want because guess what? It's yours. It's not mine. It's yours. So you're going to put this in here like this. And I like it like this because you can, if you don't want to do the strap, you can glue this on. But I like it because my hope is that when they finish this notepad, they can just get another one off of Amazon and do that. So here is your finished project. This one might be my new favorite. I'm going to take the one I have at school and I'm going to use this one because I think this is beautiful. Okay, so let me show you a couple others that I have done that are left from the 100. Okay, so I've got this one. I've got the cute little gnome one that I just did, which I think is adorable. I love those gnomes. This is one that I did with that same kind of paper, but in the evening evergreen. And my bow has gotten a little bit, he's had some issues. So this one I did with the Hostess pack paper. All right. And I did use the large daisy that's it's no longer in the catalog. Now, this one and this one, I'm going to tell you the reason that this looks like this. Because if you take it off, you will see there was one underneath it that messed up. But there's no mistakes in stamping. So I thought, hey, I'm just going to make a tag and stick it on there. So if somebody really wanted to look, they would see that This is a mess up underneath. And there you go. I fixed it. So you're going to know all the ones I show you, which ones I messed up. This one I did using that beautiful Happiness Abounds paper, or Hues of Happiness paper. Again, mess up. This paper is actually retired, but I had it. When you're making 100 of them, use every single bit of paper you can find. This one I'm going to give to my mom for Christmas because I know she loves these papers. So this one is for my mom. This one is one of my favorites. It's a little bit more simple and elegant. I did the textured paper. I can't think of the name of it. I embossed the Dream No Small Dreams, and then I used this foil paper. And there's the inside of this. I love this one. I did quite a few of them that were with this Dreams one. This was our Reaching for Your Dreams is our kind of school theme this year. So I loved doing those that were just a little bit simpler. I could go on because I have many, many more. I'll do one more. This was, I think, I think this was a celebration paper last year. But again, I did that. I punched my little, what's that thing called? A dragonfly. And then again, mess up, but that's okay. It worked. I think it looks prettier with that. So there you go. So here are some of my things, my little notepads. Let's see. Let me turn it back over. All right. I hope that you got something from this. I hope that this is something that you will enjoy making for your friends, your relatives, really anybody, because I think that this makes such a nice gift for someone. It comes from your heart. Every time they use it, they're going to think of you. And it's not something they're just going to, put it on the mantle for a little bit. They're going to use it forever. So I hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a like, subscribe to my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you need an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, I would be honored to be your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Again, my name is Amy Williams, and you can find all my information in the description below. Thank you, and have a very fantastic week. Be creative.